Hey guys, this is Gaijin Hunter. As you know, I am as excited for Nintendo Switch's ARMS as much as I've been for even a Monster Hunter game. I've played the game a few times, I love it. The concept, the design, the aesthetic, the overall, everything about it just totally works for me. One of the things that don't work for me though is the English version of Biff, the announcer. I find that although he's kind of fun, I think they overact him, and I think there's just way too many puns and word plays, and I think a lot of the good information of the game gets lost in some of their presentations. So I wanted to make a video that doesn't focus on the actual ARMS at all, but on the 10 original fighters that you're going to get in the initial launch, and they're going to add more later in free DLC. But I want to tell you what makes these fighters unique outside of like their weight and their body size, because every fighter does have a unique innate ability that no other fighter has. With further ado, let's jump in and see what they got. First up is the pure mascot of the game, Mr. Springman. He's got two special abilities, one when he's low on health, and I don't know how much, but I think it's like 30%. He gets an attack boost, and in ARMS you have to sort of guard to charge your arms. But for him, when he's low on health, he's in constant charge state, so that makes it much easier for him to come back from low health. He also, if you charge your arms and immediately do an evade afterwards, he'll send a shock wave which will deflect attacks. Next up is everybody's favorite cheerleader in the game, Ribbon Girl. She's got two special abilities. In the game of ARMS you can do a jump, and a jump is really good because you can jump over attacks, you can get the upper hand on your opponent, you can even throw punches and throws while you're in the air. Well, she can do 4 consecutive jumps in a row, which makes her very nimble, very hard to hit. She can also do a fast drop from midair, so if you want to catch the opponent off guard, do some jumps, quick hit the ground, and bam, hit them and they won't even know what's coming. Next up, and this has been a very popular fighter here in the open tournaments in Japan for all the demos, is Ninjara. He's got two abilities, which is kind of what they call the warp, which just means that he disappears and your opponent loses sight of you for a split second, which is really important in a game like ARMS. So you can do this when you dash and also when you do a successful guard. So if the opponent goes in for an attack and you do a guard and you hit it, you'll disappear and they won't know where you're going. You won't believe how much this actually throws you off in a fast-paced game like ARMS. Next up, a personal favorite is Master Mummy. He's heavy, he is big, but he's got two awesome abilities. One, because he's so big, he doesn't take knockback from attacks. I don't know if this applies for every attack or just small ones like punches, but he really doesn't get knocked around, so you can really regather your defense even if you get hit. And while you're guarding, you'll constantly heal health. So not only is he a tank, he can also heal. Next up, my personal favorite, my main, my waifu, is MINMIN. Now MINMIN has two special abilities. While this game is called ARMS, she has the ability to kick. So you can do this from both the ground and midair, but if you see that the opponent is throwing a punch at you, you can jump back and kick it, knock it out of the way, and go right back in with a counter. She also has a special dragon arm which has two ways to charge it up. One, you can do your traditional charging, which is putting the Joy-Cons inward, or you can even do it when she does a throw. So go in for throws and it will charge that dragon and you can knock them right when they get up. Now joining Master Mummy in the heavy class is Mechanica. Now because she wears a suit that has arms and she doesn't have arms herself, she's in a very heavy suit, which means she takes no knockback from attacks. Again, I don't know if this is like Master Mummy, I don't know if it's from just arm attacks or every attack, but she's definitely a tank type character. She can also hover in the air. If you hold the jump button while you're in the air, you can hover, which can totally throw off the tempo of the fight and give you some huge openings, and she's got some massively explosive types of arms. You can really punish people. Now if there was a popularity contest, MINMIN would be one, but right on her tail is Twin Tail. Haha, pun. Anyways, Twin Tail is awesome. They just revealed her. We know of one special ability, but it seems really OP, so maybe she only has one. Her ability is when she's charging, which you can also do mid-air. I don't know if this is exclusive to her or not. It does slow down the opponent's attacks that are coming at you, making it much easier for you to dodge through them. So if you're jumping in the air, you see an attack coming, go ahead and do a charge, and then you can evade out of the way and counter right back up. Use that alert to all your ability. Next up is also a newly revealed character, BYTE&BARO. Now you control Byte, and Bark is just this AI controlled doggy robo thing that follows you around. So all the abilities has to do with your dog. Number one is Bark will move on its own. It will attack opponents, he'll get in their way, so use him to your full advantage. For his second ability, you can use Bark as a trampoline. You can jump on top of him to jump really high in the air, which again, when you have the high ground, hello Anakin Skywalker, you definitely have the advantage in this game, I think. Next up is Kid Cobra, another newly revealed character. He's got two special abilities. One is after you charge your arms, if you go and do a dash from a charge, you can actually do consecutive dashes, which gives him a lot more mobility than any of the other characters. And when you dash, they did show a clip in which it had some iframes, which means that you should be able to, if you time it really well, evade through certain attacks. How well is the iframes? I have no idea. Is it only through a dash? I don't know. But we'll find out. Next up is everyone's favorite DNA Man, or he's called Helix in the English version. He is really unique because he can stretch and shrink. In a game like ARMS, where you can sort of go really high, really low, left and right, that is a huge ability. We don't know yet how it's actually activated, but it does look like he's able to stretch his body to the left and the right to avoid attacks, even super attacks, while in place, so he doesn't have to move. So he's a very tricky moving character, so I think if you see some people who really master him, he could be very hard and very strong in the competitive scene. So without even going to the arms, you can already see from the characters alone they have tons of unique abilities that make them all viable choices and super interesting. Let me know down in comments below which characters you're most excited for ARMS. There is the Global Punch Test demo, which is coming up at the end of this month and also early June, so make sure to download that if you have a Nintendo Switch and check it out. Really, this is a game that I think you need to play. It looks kind of corny, looks kind of gimmicky, but the moment you play it, you realize this game is legit. I really love this game. I hope to do some coverage of the game when it's out, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. No, I'm not quitting Monster Hunter, so don't worry about that. But in the meantime, let's take up ARMS, enjoy the game, and have a lot of fun. Till next time, happy punching.